New York's massive blowouts failing. They've ignored the coming crisis. Let's break it down.
Not only when we make pre-K truly universal, but expand this care to include all 2- and 3-year-olds across the city. As the governor said, we will deliver to care by working in partnership with childcare providers, especially home-based providers who have been doing this work without thanks or recognition for far too long.
Inside the halls of power in Albany, a new decree just dropped. Governor Kathy Hochul, flanked by the city's elite, has pulled back the curtain on a massive takeover of the childcare industry. They're coming for every 2- and 3-year-old in the city, and they're asking you to hand over billions to make it happen. You saw them at the podium, hiding behind slogans about a brighter future, acting like they've finally fixed the status quo. Their big idea? A partnership with home-based providers, people running daycares out of their living rooms, far away from any real classroom or state inspector. For struggling families, it's being sold as a lifeline. But if you've got a critical bone in your body, you're probably asking, how do you even begin to watch over thousands of private apartments? The talk is smooth, sure, but the actual foundation is non-existent. It's a massive gamble with your tax dollars, leaving everyone wondering if that money is actually being watched or if it's just being funneled into a black hole. They're moving at breakneck speed, and frankly, it's terrifying how little they care about the actual safety protocols. If you want to know why people are panicking, you need to look at what happened out on the plains of Minnesota. We're talking about a total breakdown of the public trust on a scale we've rarely seen. The feds dug up a massive web of lies where hundreds of millions of your hard-earned dollars were basically lit on fire by home-based daycare rings. This wasn't a mistake. It was a coordinated heist to bleed child nutrition programs dry. They built shell companies and made up thousands of fake kids on paper. Investigators literally walked into empty centers, places that didn't even exist except in a government filing, while the cash was being laundered into private bank accounts. Now we've got indictments flying everywhere, and a growing realization that this whole model is broken at its core. So when New York tries to shove the exact same home-based network down our throats, how are we supposed to ignore the red flags? The ghost of that Midwest scandal is haunting every press conference in Manhattan right now. People want answers. They want to know how the state plans to avoid the same mess. We're seeing the same patterns, the same lack of boots-on-the-ground oversight, and the same massive risk of losing it all. This isn't just a policy tweak. It's one of the biggest transfers of wealth and responsibility in New York history. Critics are shouting from the rooftops that this rushed rollout, without even a hint of real vetting, is creating a vacuum for anyone looking to raid the public treasury. Back in Minnesota, the focus was on specific community centers where the rules were a joke. But New York? Everything is bigger here, including the potential for a total train wreck of your money. We're looking at a setup where the government becomes the main ATM for thousands of locations that nobody is actually checking on. The early reports are already coming in. Unless they hire a small army of auditors, the city is basically begging for a scandal that'll make everything else look like pocket change. It's not a question of if someone's going to cheat the system, it's a question of how fast the state can move to stop the exploitation. The ink isn't even dry on the law yet, and the watchdogs are already sounding the alarm. They know the current safeguards are a joke compared to the storm that's coming. History tells us that whenever this much money starts flowing, the scammers aren't far behind, and you're the one who'll be left cleaning up the pieces. At the end of the day, we have to ask, what happened to the American family? For generations, your home was your castle, a private sanctuary, not just some taxpayer-funded satellite office for the state. Shifting towards state-run care for toddlers is a massive change to the social contract we all grew up with. If you value traditional roles, you see this for what it is, a move to reshape the next generation under the banner of affordability, while the nuclear family gets pushed further into the background. As billions get poured into these machines, your wallet gets lighter, while the actual quality of care is anyone's guess. We have to be honest here. Is the goal to actually help you? Or is it to make sure you're permanently hooked on a broken bureaucratic system? Throwing money at the problem isn't a solution. We need transparency, and we need to stop letting hard-earned cash get swallowed up by bad management. You deserve a system that respects your hard work and keeps our kids safe without throwing accountability out the window. We're at a crossroads right now. Our kids' safety and our economic survival are on the line, and we can't afford to get this wrong. Ending.
This report is complete, but the fight is just beginning. Subscribe now to stand with us.